So the French are really freaking out. There was that attack in Nice. The guy drove the truck and he killed over 80 people. And so they're really, and then of course there was so they've had several terrorist attacks in the name of Islam inside of France, right? Some terrorists. And so now Muslim women swim in something like this. It's called a burkini. And it's really driving the French nuts. They want to get rid of it. In fact, they banned it. They banned it. Here's where they banned the burkini in France. All these different places. It started. This is true. I'm not making this up. Ah. This is where they banned it. What women could wear. Western culture. So in theory, the state is neutral in terms of religion and allows everyone the freedom to practice their faith as long as there is no threat to public order. Nice, Cannes, and several other French cities have recently enacted bans against the burkini. This is from the August 25th edition of Verge. With supporters arguing that the swimwear is not respectful of good morals and of secularism, and that it poses risks to hygiene and security. So, yeah, the French Riviera resort of Cannes was the first to temporarily ban the burkini. You know how open-minded they are in Cannes? That they figured, well, you know what we hate? We hate when Muslim men tell women what they can wear. So we're going to tell women what they can wear. Muslim women. We're going to tell Muslim women what they can wear. And the French Prime Minister, Manuel Valls, said that at a rally that bare breasts represented France better than the Islamic headscarf. You can't argue with that.
No, you know, I kind of agree, you know.
But that doesn't mean that everyone has to bare their breasts in public, right? You wouldn't make a law saying, well, that's more French, so you still let people wear a T-shirt if they wanted, or women to wear anything. No, you wouldn't if you were in France. In France, they passed these laws, right? All these, but in fact, they would have cops. This has actually happened on a beach. Cops surrounding a woman, a Muslim woman, making her take this thing off.
That's great.
And she's like, hey, I'm not even wearing a burkini. I'm just wearing, this is a regular, whatever they call that.
Shirt.
And they got cops. Now, you know what I want? Where is the cops to tell this guy he's a little overdressed for the beach? He's got long pantsies on. He's got boots on. He's got this huge, he's got a shirt, a T-shirt, plus a vest. That offends me. Where I would like, now the army should come by with their guns that are bigger than their guns, because they have guns. See, he has guns, and they go up to women on the beach with guns, and they make them dress a certain way. They make them take their clothes off in public, the cops in France. Because, why? Because we're a better society, we're a better culture, and we know what's better for women. This is weird, right? That they did that?
It's horrific.
Now, it did get overturned in their courts.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. But all the politicians are for it. The last president of France, Sarkozy, he's a right-winger. He's for banning this, for banning the... By the way, they have banned the burqa.
Yeah. They tried to ban the jihad. Jihad.
What do they call it? Hijab or whatever?
Hijab.
Hijab. How do you say it?
Hijab. I'm sorry to any of our Muslim listeners. I didn't know off the top of my head.
Hijab. A court in Nice suspended the city's burkini ban, citing insufficient grounds to justify the controversial decree. In the ruling on September 1st, a judge from Nice's administrative tribunal court said the full-length swimsuit worn by some Muslim women did not pose a risk to public order on the French Riviera city beaches. It didn't? You mean she's not risking anyone's safety by putting on a dress? Really? The case was brought by the Collective Against Islamophobia, a group of human rights activists who have been helping a number of women challenge fines. They've been fined for this.
Jesus Christ.
They argue that the ban is discriminatory, unconstitutional, and that there has been no evidence to suggest that wearing a burkini has contributed to any acts of public disorder. Over 30 towns initially imposed a ban on the divisive swimwear. That's what they call it.
You know what's the most dangerous thing on that beach? All those rocks. They have no sand in Nice. Other beaches are just rocks.
Are those rocks?
Yeah, those are rocks. You have to buy or rent these special rubber shoes.
Are you kidding?
Unless you're really a local there and you're used to walking on your bare feet.
Are you kidding?
No, they're all rocks. Yeah.
Why would you go lay on the?
Because it's.
I guess
a beautiful place.
So get this. So more than 30 towns initially had imposed a ban. But the French courts have ruled that that the mayors of these towns had no legal right to impose such dress codes. Bans in other cities also faced challenges in court, one by one. So 22 towns in France are still maintaining the ban on the burkini, despite court rulings that have said mayors have no legal right to do that. So they're still digging in. Screw it. Screw our own culture. Screw our own values of our culture to screw over Muslim women. To keep doing.
Well, to be fair, France has had a long, rich history of shitting on Muslims.
Yes.
I mean, they've invaded Muslim countries, imported Muslims from those Muslim countries just to shit on them. Like, the French have been terrible to a lot of people. This is pretty in keeping with a long, long, rich tradition.
So some people, I saw this cartoon. So there's the cops telling her, oh, because that's as opposed to religious guys telling her, this is how you have to wear it. Now, the Western enlightened guys are telling her with guns what she has to wear. Women's bodies, not the purview of fucking men. How about that? How about men don't get to tell women how they dress ever, anywhere? How about that? Yeah, hey, by the way, you know who else is against burqas? France? You want to know who you're in bed with? Who you're thinking just like? Oh, turns out ISIS. Turns out ISIS now is also banning them. So you guys are just like ISIS. You're telling women what they can and can't do. Do you see how these cultures are hanging by a thread? How you'll turn into the exact thing you claim to hate like that? It's like America. We claim to hate terrorists because they kill indiscriminately. And how do we fight them? By killing people indiscriminately overseas in other countries and stealing their natural resources after we do it. So why did ISIS do it? Well, according to The Express, an insider told Al Alam News Network that terrorist chiefs had changed their mind following a string of attacks on ISIS commanders by women wearing burqas and hijabs in recent months. Wearing burqas in security centers in the northern Iraq city of Mosul and have declared the full face veils are now a security risk. So that's ISIS. Saying no more. ISIS now. And you know what? That's the thing. So we're only Muslim women would be so disgusting as to go to the beach dressed like that. I mean, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Except for, I don't know, I guess when a nun goes to the beach, it's okay.
Most of the women I know now, because there's such a paranoia about skin cancer, and rightly so, most of them are
covered up from head to toe when they go to the beach.
More or less from head to toe. My girlfriend's a pretty pale lady. She goes to the beach in a full, basically, yeah.
So here, there's some nice Christian ladies at the beach. Where's the cops? That's what they should be wearing. She's a little too overdressed too. This woman too. She's got short pants on. It's a little too much. You got to be like that. Look at that. What are they, crazy? Huh?
You know what I'm really against? The merkini, which a bikini made out of merkins. I think that should be outlawed.
Can I just say, like, I'm the first person to admit, like, the first time I saw somebody wearing a hijab in public, like at Disneyland, like someone working at Disneyland wearing a hijab, it was a little shocking to me. I was like, wait, this isn't the way things are supposed to be.
Yeah, different culture.
Guess what? I got over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I see someone in a hijab now. Doesn't fuck with me. It's not a big deal. I can live with it. It doesn't change my life even in the slightest.
Way to go, Western culture. Way to go. Really doing a great job, setting a great example of how you're supposed to respect women and their choices.
Jesus Christ.
Freedom. Blah, blah, blah. Ah! Yeah, we like all that stuff until those rights are given to someone who bugs us. And as soon as someone who bugs us has those rights, we try to take them away.